Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I think we can certainly all agree that there is a shared purpose within the Australian Parliament of having an orderly decarbonisation of the Australian economy. I would like to think that all Australians and indeed all parliamentarians believe that we should have a cleaner future and one in which Australia itself remains a high wealth, prosperous country, one that is also strong and fiercely independent with its own sovereignty. The question, however, always is going to come down to how. How do we achieve that future vision for our country? And the results are what really count, Deputy Speaker. Certainly, when the coalition was in government, we saw those results. In terms of the price of energy, in terms of the reliability of the grid, and also in terms of the emissions being reduced. Emissions reduced by over 20% on 2005 levels. Indeed, a record that the rest of the world finds very difficult to match. Well, of course, when it came to reliability, we saw enormous reliability in the grid under our watch. Especially as the Ukraine war started to unravel. We were able to continue to pour more supply into the market of gas. And then, of course, prices. We were able, even in just the last term alone, to see household prices reduce in Australia by 8%, businesses by 10%, industry by 12%. And then we have a new government, though, in town. And under the Albanese Labor government, things have changed, Deputy Speaker. In that time, we have seen power prices go through the roof, and Australians know that. Australian households know it. Indeed, the AWU points out the threat to 800,000 manufacturing jobs in this country because of the skyrocketing prices. We also know that we've had to have unprecedented intervention by the market operator into the grid because of real concerns around reliability, the threat to blackouts. Never before has the operator had to intervene to the extent that it has under this relatively new government's watch. As for emissions reduction, well, only time will tell if the damage that they are prepared to inflict on the Australian economy is resulting in lower emissions. I am also disappointed, can I say, Deputy Speaker, that here we are in consideration in detail, and I at least pay credit to the Minister for Environment and Water for being present today. This is an important part of our... Of course she should turn up, and she's right with that. I take her intervention. She should turn up, but it points to the fact that the Minister for Climate Change and Energy has not turned up. He has not turned up at all. This is his opportunity to hear from colleagues across the aisle, to have consideration in detail, yet he does not show. He is a no-show. And this goes to a problem that we have in Australia at the moment. This minister is absent. For 6 months now, we have seen Australian industry and households struggling under price restraints. The minister is not present. He's not present in the chamber now, and he has not been present for the Australian people. Why? Why is the minister incapable of answering a straight question when it comes to breaking the promise of a $275 reduction in household power bills? Why does the minister fail to ensure his own department does economic modelling on what he signs up to, whether it be the 43% legislation, whether it be the global methane pledge, whether it be the loss and damage fund? At no point has the minister undertaken any economic modelling. So the Australian people, Australian businesses and industries have no idea the impact that this minister is signing up for, both internationally and here in Australia. Why is it that it's taken the minister over 6 months to deal with the energy crisis in Australia? Over 6 months with prices skyrocketing. Still to this day, we wait for the minister and the government to come out with any solution whatsoever. Why is it that the minister continues to dodge question in every single question time and then given the opportunity to turn up to consideration in detail, he is yet again absent. That is my key question. Why?